12 seconds later.
Back up. Okay, forward again. Hit it hard.
God, please! No!
I know you guys love the Ford Marauder. Oh yes, I said Ford Marauder, and I'm going to explain that in a little bit. But we have to thank Chevy before we even do that. So let's thank Chevy, everyone. All right, now let's get into it. Someone within Ford, however, found inspiration in a Chevy. A program manager of the Crown Victoria Grand Marquis team had admired a 1994 to 1996 Chevy Impala SS and was encouraged by the four-door muscle car's success. With nearly 70,000 sold in 3 years, he envisioned on doing a muscled up Crown Victoria and contracted Rouse Industries to build up a prototype for him. Well, the Marauder was going to be a Ford Marauder, but the Marauder name was Mercury's history, citing the brand's performance in luxury models from the 1960s. So when Ford product management showed no interest,
No!
Mercury adopted the project and invigorated the stagnant brand. So initially, the Mercury marketing rep said this: the Chevy Impala SS created the market. We were aiming for the same customer. Positive reactions to the sinister looking hot rod Merc came from the dealers, the public, and the aftermarket support, which helped score the production approval. Roush developed the Marauder, raiding the corporate parts bin and creating new pieces to build a well-rounded performance car. A majoring marketing error has happened and other unforeseen factors which led to the demise of the Mercury Marauder in 2003 to 2004. Roush Performance worked with an OEM parts supplier to develop a dual exhaust system specifically for this model, and the Marauder tailpipes emitted a more muscular sound than the Impala SS of the time. They went through 5 different systems before getting the right sound that they wanted. You gotta give it up to the Mercury Marauder development, because without the Mercury Marauder's development, you wouldn't have a rolled fender lip. Yes, the 18-inch rims did not fit quite well, and they wanted to put those on there on the 2003 to 2004 Mercury Marauder. So they just didn't want to put them on the Mercury Marauders alone. So they spread the cost throughout all of the other Panthers, except the Lincoln Town Car. So you gotta thank Mercury Marauder development, Roush development, or whatever, whomever, to put those daggone wheel well lips on your daggone rides. Wait, there's more. With all that muscle car Mercury Marauder coolness, it carried into the cabin with a leather trim front bucket seats and an exclusive instrument cluster packed with Autometer Pro comp gauges, including temperature and oil pressure gauges and even a voltmeter. With all that said, man, this car is like a 4-door Cobra. You guys all know that it had a 4.6 double overhead cam engine that made 302 horsepower at 5,750 RPM and at 318 foot-pounds of torque at 4,250 RPM. The red line was around 6,100, and for the 2003, it was teamed up with Ford 4R70W 4-speed automatic trans with a higher stall torque converter and aluminum drive shaft. The gear ratio was 355 to 1. With all that luxurious car porn full-size body stuff that I just mentioned, it came at a price. The 2003 Marauder started at $34,000, including delivery. But the original sticker was originally supposed to be around $29,000. The marketing director recalls the accepting advice from some of the dealers that a higher price would help the Marauder compete with upscale imported sports sedans. But that wasn't our customer base, he said. So what was the customer base? They couldn't figure it out. They were trying to game for the Impala customer base was a little bit more stronger than the Ford customer base, because Ford guys love Mustangs, because Ford only promotes the Mustang as the performance vehicle for Ford. So if you come out with a Mercury Marauder as the same year as this Mach 1 2003, and you have a 2003 Marauder and is better looking than your Mustang, you know that you have trouble. You had to have a commercial or a TV slot or word of mouth. None of that helped with the Marauder, because it was a certain demographic that was buying it in 1996 and they were no longer there in 2003. It was just bad timing. Fast and Furious was out, the Honda was the hottest thing out during the time, and it was a lot more cheaper, and people can do all types of nonsense with those cars. But there was a secret issue that was hidden, and many of you guys probably didn't pick up on it. In the beginning, I told you that Ford marketers did not want to do this project because it was supposed to be called a Ford Marauder. Then they changed it and said, hey, look, I will take it. And that's Mercury's side. They said, we'll take it. We'll make the project. It went to Roush. They hooked it up and it was something that was beautiful. Now, this is in 1998. They took this car to SEMA, 1998. And it took them a few years, 2003, to get this thing out. So what do you think happened? If you don't know what happened, I'm going to let Carroll Shelby kind of give you some insight on what they do with inside a big company.
You know, when you deal with those people back in Detroit, you're dealing with a bunch of slippery, some of it's slimy, you might say, but I've always said in Detroit, 20% of the people do 80% of the work. And you need somebody to handle politics for you, because if you're out building cars and racing cars, you're always getting shivs in your back. If you're accomplishing anything working with them, you create instant animosity with everybody that's not involved with the program, because everybody that goes to work in Detroit has a dream of working around the performance division, or if they go into the design department, 30 years later they're still designing door handles when they wanted to design a car. So Detroit is full of very bitter people and very jealous people when you come in with an exciting project and they aren't a part of it.
So you guys feel what he was saying. This is a strong possibility of what happened to this Mercury Marauder, and I really feel like this is what happened. I mean, the car was so slick, and the Mustang came out around that time, the new Edge and everything, and you know, things got messed up. They were like, no, 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 no. We're not going to put that money into this daggone Marauder. It's not worth anything. Who cares? I told them not to do it. You know what I mean? All of that stuff was probably going on during that time. And the Mercury guys was like, no, we're going to make this happen. And guess what? They made it happen. They spoke to Roush. Roush made this daggone thing looking really, really slick. They knew it was going to be trouble. You know what I mean? If they put that 5-speed in there, it would have been trouble. If they put that supercharger, because that's what they were going to do. If it sold very well, it was going to have a supercharger with it. The predictions were that it was going to sell 10,000 units per year. That's all. Only 10,000 units. So the first year they only sold 7,000 units. I think the next year after that they sold 3,000 units. And that's when they just pulled the plug and said, forget about it. And you know, everybody thought it was a loss. But let me tell you something. These guys with these cars, man, they know how to make money. Let me tell you. Now, this Marauder that you're looking here on your screen, right? It costs $39 million. $39 million to make all of this. You know, tweaking this, engine here, this, that, and the third. Probably some promotion, maybe a little bit of promotion. Rims, this, that, and the third. Giving Roush some money, giving this guy some money. You know, all of that stuff. Now, everybody thought they didn't make any money. They made $100 million. All right? So 39 million, flippy, flip, made 100 million. So this car here is a win-win. Despite the sales, only selling 11,000 units. That's it. You know what I mean? And some change. The car made out. So why did they not put a little bit more promotion into this car? It was just being selfish. They didn't want this car to win at all because they were banking all their chips on that Mustang. That's what they were doing. And you know what? And it worked. You know what I mean? The Mustang worked. But, I mean, look at this here, man. I think they should have just put a Lincoln badge on it and just let it run out like that. I mean, that's what they should have done. You know what? We got the supercharged version. Let's make the Lincoln version. The Mercury Marauder should have been a 5-speed stick, and then you had the Link. I don't know what they would have did. You leave a comment below on what they should have done, because I really want to hear from you guys on what you think should have happened and how they could have really got this thing really cranking, because this car here is something special, man, and we all do love it. All the Panther guys praise this thing. It's like the holy grail of Panthers, this car here. You know what I mean? It's not perfect. No, it's not. It's not perfect. It's not fast. It's not all of that, but we love it because it was just a touch of just everything that you love inside of your Panther car. A little bit of sporty, a little bit of smoothness. You know what I mean? You can drive your wife to go get something to eat. It's a good cruiser. It's just smooth, man. I mean, everybody likes this car. Chevy guys love it. Dodge guys love it. They love the Panther. The Panther platform is a special, unique thing that we're a part of, and this car here is the pinnacle of this whole Panther movement, man, and I really do enjoy the car and love seeing it, love driving it, love to whip it up and prepare it all different types of ways, man. And you guys out there, man, I love you guys for the support, man. And I wanted to explain something in the video, but I really couldn't do it. But you see these lips here? If you notice, if you have a 9.9, your lip is really not that rolled. That's what we're talking about. So when they created the Marauder, they were just going to do it for the Marauder and make it really special. Then he was like, man, that's going to cost too much money. So they just went through the whole line. And that's why we have these lips on our Crown Victorias. That's what we're talking about, if you didn't really understand what we're saying. So, man, behind the scenes, I've been doing a lot, man, and this video's been going for a long time. But I got to say thank you to these three guys right there. To my man, Alan Hardman, Daniel, and my man Maurice, man. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel in that way, man. My man Maurice, man, thank you for the care package. Gloves, mask, hand sanitizer, a laptop for getting that tune. And I'm trying to get that tune, and they just bull crapping me around, man. And along with that care package, he sent me the first BST4 channel. I never even made the shirt for myself. And he sent one down, man, and it looks cool as heck, man. Thank you so much, man. This is on point, man. We got to get these things out there for you guys, how you guys feel about having this shirt here. But I'm going to have a little special sauce on the back of the shirts. Just putting the battery in my back to do something, man. And I thank you so much, man. And I thank my man, Alan Hardman, and to my man, Daniel, that I speak to all the time, man, for Ford guidance from the old school, because he gives me guidance and teaches me a lot about the old school Fords and everything like that, and old school cars in general and life. You know what I mean? And we got the springs. I didn't install them yet, and I got the radiator. We're going to speak about that in the next video. In the next video, we're going to be talking about inside here, because it's a goddamn mess.
Ooh.
We'll see you guys on the next one, man. Thank you for the support. Click like and subscribe, man. If you choose to donate to the channel, cool, man. If you do not, man, that is cool. Have your support by watching the videos and commenting below. That will be the best thing, and that'll be one of the coolest things, and I do enjoy that more than anything. So we'll see you guys on the next one. All right, man. Later.